guys, Tammy here. I am back with just a short tutorial on a Memory Dex card that I have to make for a swap. I don't have to, but I am. So anyway, I am using some leftover paper from the Memory Dex box that I made, which if you didn't see it, it's the two videos prior to this, so I did two parts, but this is the box. And I'm going to make this card out of the same paper, but the Memory Dex card's going to get swapped, but the box isn't, so I'm going to keep the box. But anyway, so I just thought I would jump on, do a really quick tutorial. This particular Memory Dex card requires a 3D element, which I've never done that really before. It requires like this little mini journal thing that folds. So anyway, yeah, so I've got a seashell that I colored from when I colored the other seashell that I used on the box, and so I've got that. I've got some steampunk type little, I think I'm just going to use the heart, and this one maybe more, I don't know yet. We're just winging it here. I've got my paper, so I've got three pieces. I've got two pieces cut out from the actual paper, so this is going to be the back, this is going to be the front, and then I have a piece of craft cardstock, and when you put those all together, it's going to make a pretty sturdy Memory Dex card, which is what we want. So I made some flowers out of just some scrap paper that I had, and then I used some of the scrap left over from the box on this one, this paper collection, for the flowers. So I just kind of threw those together real quick, and then I've got I might be using one of these, I'm not sure yet. Got my little handy dandy pieces of gears and clocks and stuff. Got my cheesecloth. I went ahead and die cut out some shapes for the journal part, and then I have this border that I'm going to use on the front of this, and I used my I don't even know if anybody still uses them, but the scissors, the fancy scissors. So I cut those out and made a border. So that's going to be that. And then I have these leaves that I cut out of the same paper pad. And then I've got some gems and some leftover lace from the box when I made it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be using. I've got my heat gun, my glue gun on. I'm going to show you. This is the paper pad that I used. It's by Stamperia, and it's called Mechanical SeaWorld. By far, probably one of my favorite paper collections so far. So I've got the 12 by 12, and I've got the 8 by 8, and right now I'm just working from the 12 by 12. So anyway, I might have a plan for the 8 by 8, but I'm not really sure. So this is what we're going to do. First off, what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to go ahead and score this, and I followed Jen Castell's YouTube tutorial, and so that's how we're going to do this. So we're going to score it at 3, 6, and 9. Okay, so then when you're done, you're going to have go ahead and burnish that. A bone folder, I believe. Yep. And then we're going to do this one. Try to line it up so it's straight. Oh, and I do have some magnets because I think I'm going to put a magnet closure on mine. Alright, so you can put your scoreboard away because you don't need it after that. But this is going to go, and it's going to sit on the front like this. And so we're going to decorate each of these pages here. So I went ahead and cut out some just different shapes and stuff that I can use on the inside. I might have to cut out some, I don't know. We're going to wait on this part because I only did 4 of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So did that, and then I did And then I think I'll cut out some paper from this collection to fit the actual card, but I didn't. It ends up being a 3x4 little journal thingy. So we'll come back to that. Right now we'll go ahead and we'll put our Memory Dex card together. Excuse me, I'm getting a cold. And so I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. Sometimes I will take my HEG gun and I'll go across it with the HEG gun, and then I'll just put the art glitter glue on so I can move it around if I need to. But in this instance, we are just going to go ahead and apply this. So what I like to do is just hold it up like this, bring it over, and then just kind of make sure it's lined up like that, and then I will take my roller and roll it out so that I know the glue's going to be flat and it's going to adhere really well. Okay, so now we're going to put the front side on. This paper collection, I got this with my design team package because this is a design team project, which doubles as for a swap that I'm doing. So I thought I'll just use the paper from the design team package that I got for January and do my swap with the paper pack. So that's what I'm doing. And all of the products, or the paper pad and the magnets can be found at ASC Supplies on Etsy, or yeah, I get my design team package through Etsy, and then they've been generous enough to give me a coupon code for my followers and subscribers and friends to use if you would like to go to their store and purchase this paper pad. It is a 10% off code, which I will leave down in the description box. And it's Peaches, and that's all capitals, PEACHES 10. And that will get you 10% off. I'm not sure if that's 10% off your order or 10% off, like if you just wanted to get this paper pad. I'm not sure, but I will clarify that, get that clarified. So anyway, I will leave that coupon code in the description below. So make sure you go and get your supplies from them. They've got some great deals. Right now they're doing the 50% off select items for their New Year's blowout. So you can go check that out. So right now I'm just distressing the edges. I'm using the Tim Holtz Distressed Ink Mermaid Lagoon. I don't buy the big pads because I don't use them enough to justify that. So I have a ton of little Tim Holtz Distressed Ink pads, and I love them. They're probably my go-to for just about everything. So anyway, alright, so I'm going to distress that, finish that. And the more you build on your Memory Dex card, the sturdier it's going to become. So anyway, alright, so what we're going to do is I got to figure out, first of all, where this is going to go. Well, it's going to cover up my C. So I think I'll leave that on the back, and I'll use this as the front. So now the thing with Memory Dex cards is that if some people have the rolling Heidi Swap Memory Dex turn thing, so these particular 3D type Memory Dex cards aren't going to fit in that, because the maximum height, I think, is the height of a Memory Dex card. So a Memory Dex card is actually, it is 4, and I think it's 4. Well, 3 3/4 by 4. So a traditional Memory Dex card is just that size, and but this particular one is going to be taller because we're going to have this book on the front. So that's why these boxes come really in handy, because you can put these in there and they can be as tall or 3D as you want. So that's what we're doing there. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to decorate the front, and I think I'm going to start with the cheesecloth. So let's see, I think I've got some Mod Podge. I can use some Mod Podge, and I don't know what happened to my little painting thing, so I'm just going to put it on here. Okay, so that bottle is done. Excuse me while I grab my big bottle. Alright, and hopefully I can get it open. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to pour a little bit out. That was not intended to happen. Okay, so anyway, it's fine. Everything's fixable. And that's the nice thing about these craft mats is once they dry, you can just peel stuff off. Alright, so what I do with this is, let me find my, I'm just going to use this brush right here, so I'm just going to kind of I want it to be kind of rough, because when I put this on, I want to be able to, I'll show you. I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to squish it into the Mod Podge. So and then we're going to take the Mod Podge like this, and we're going to just kind of just tack it on there so that the cheesecloth stays in place, just like that. And kind of bring it over. Since we're kind of going for that net effect. Now normally I would let this dry overnight, but I don't think we really have time for that right now, so I am just going to cut that off with my handy dandy scissors. And there we have our net like texture. Okay. Alright, so then I'm going to take this. I probably should have done this first, but I'm not really sure. I think I want it up on because my book is going to sit right about here. I want this right about there. And I'm going to put this on foam tape so it kind of stands up. So when I do put my book on there, it can kind of help hold it closed too. I mean, I'm gonna use a magnet, but why not give it that extra, whatever you need. So I'm gonna cut this down. Sorry if I was out of frame. Okay, cut that down, leave that there in case I need it. And then I'm just gonna put this right along the bottom so that there's an edge. See this little edge right here? Okay. And then it's just going to give it like a little lip right here so I can set the book on it. Alright, and I'm going to do that. And when you're making your Memory Dex card, you don't ever, ever, ever want to cover up the holes. I've gotten so many Memory Dex cards from people that they cover up the holes, and then if I can't make a hole for it to go through whatever's there, then I can't even put the Memory Dex in my box that I made. Alright, so see, this is gonna sit, maybe, I don't know. It might fit. Yeah, kind of. Alright, so anyway, that's that. And then I think I'm gonna use this on the front of the book. So we're gonna put that aside. Okay, so I want my, I'm going to use hot glue for this. So, that, just like that. Okay. And hot glue. Oh, you know what? Use that Mod Podge to help hold that down on both sides, and then I'll use the hot glue for the flower. Now, I don't know, if you know me, you know I don't use a lot of lace because I don't have a lot of lace. I've got some really old lace, but it's not really conducive to the projects that I do, so I don't really use it. Okay, I think I'll put that there. Just gonna put some glue here to kind of keep that in place. And once that Mod Podge dries, it'll help to hold that in place a little bit better. Oops, what the heck happened there? Oh, okay, my net. So I'm just going to put some glue here and I think the hot glue is doing it on the actual when I did this on the box, I let it dry overnight, and then the Mod Podge dried, and so this was all like you could not get it off. It was on there. I usually don't have this issue with the hot glue and the art glitter glue, but it is kind of cold in here, so. Alright, so that's the front of the ATC, or the MDC, sorry about that, not ATC. Yep, so now I'm going to decorate this. And I'm going to cut out some mats for this, and I will be right back. Okay, so I cut out all the mats, and I'm back to decorate the booklet. And so this is what I did, and on the front I put a little pocket. So I didn't want to put my closure across this because I still have to fit it on here, and it's going to be a little bit over the edge, but that's okay. So anyway, so I cut these cards, and I used my, this is Memory Keeper, or no, this is Crocodile Corner Chomper. So I used the large angle on these cards to slide in the front, and then on the mats, so on the mats I used the smaller angle, and went ahead and put those on the booklet. So I did that off camera, but anyway, and this one I put a little pocket that you can slide the little cards into, and then this one has a pocket as well. So I think on this one I'm going to put a couple of these just like that, and I'll probably not sure yet, but I'll probably put another card in there or whatever, like a journal card or something. I'll make one out of the paper. So anyway, I was going to decorate the front and then I think I'll decorate the pages first. So I've got this. Not sure if I want that one. That one's too big. So anyway, alright, so turn that over. Put this on. So what I did was I just die cut a bunch of shapes out of the paper and then out of coordinating cardstock. Put that there. Put that on the front. I know I fussy cut the seahorse out because I love it so much, so I think I'm going to this one. And I didn't want to like put foam tape on anything because I don't want it to be so thick that the booklet won't close. So anyway, alright, I think I'll just put that in the center. Like that. And then I think I will put a little bit of foam tape. This foam tape's pretty skinny, so I'm not too worried about it being bulky, so and then I'm saving the decorating of the front for the last part, so anyway. Okay. There's that page, and then this page I think I want to I'm almost thinking I need to mat these. So what I did last night was I have these little bins and I have like scraps in them. So I'm just going to take some scraps out and probably just mat these pieces here. Alright, so I'll just mat these really quick. Yeah, I like that better. I like it better when they're matted. So anyway, so what I was figuring last night was, or this morning, was that I should have waited to actually decorate the Memory Dex card with the flowers and stuff until I could fit this on there. But I got it to where it'll be a little off the side of the Memory Dex card, but I did verify that it would fit in the box that I made, so hopefully the person that gets this made hers as wide too, so it'll fit in hers. Alright, then we're just going to put these down. I love making Memory Dex cards, and I've never made like a 3D one, so this is kind of new for me. Adding a functional element to it was kind of different. So I wanted to just include some little, I don't know, little pieces that can be used as embellishments or whatever. So I'm going to slide those in there. I'm not a journaler, so I don't know, you know, like you could put something on here and then, you know, put it in your journal, a word or, I don't know, maybe a Bible verse or something. So I would like to get into journaling, but I guess I'm not really disciplined in doing that, so alright, so these are some banners that I die cut. Just gonna put that there. But these little mini junk journals, they're actually kind of fun. So okay, and then I was going to put this. I think I'm going to put one here just to kind of help hold stuff in there. So kind of like a pocket, but not an official pocket, I guess. Just have a band, and then put that stuff in there. So that'll hold that in place. And then we'll put this one here. I die cut out enough pieces that I could actually have a choice on what I wanted to. I think this one I'm going to do this way. So that I had options for picking out stuff to put on. or in the journal. So that's cool. I like how that looks. So there is the inside, and then closes like that. So now we'll decorate the outside. I know it's kind of a weird spot for a closure, but I didn't. Sorry. I didn't want to interfere with being able to slide these little cards in, so it is what it is. Alright, so now I'm going to just put this right here. Then we're going to glue our little pieces down. Apologize if you can't hear me. I'm not really feeling well today, so a little quiet, but I did want to get this done. Okay. Probably didn't need that glue there. I always get confused like this, like, okay, what do I need to glue? So I need to glue down here, and then this one. Okay. Just like that. And let's see. Yep. Get that in there. Almost. I'm going to try to get this on here. Okay. So sorry about that. I had to turn my alarm off. To turn it off. So, okay, so I'm just going to leave that there, let that dry. And then I'm going to put some flowers in the front. I didn't want to cover the lady lady's face up because this is actually one of my favorite images in the paper collection. Alright. And I don't want to, yep, can still open that. And I think I'll put this right here. I ended up not putting the flower, the big bulky flower that I had. I ended up not putting that on here, so. Okay, so there we have it. These little cards just fit in like that. Like that, and then our book opens like this. And we have our little tuck spots, our little tags and cards in there, and then decorated. So, just like that. I almost feel like, there we go. Okay, so now we need to figure out how we're going to put this on the front. It's a really bulky MDC card. I don't think I've ever made one like that. I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of, I don't know, let me see. So I'll show you what I was talking about. So with the book on there, yeah, with the book on there, I'd have to move it over, but that's how it would fit in there. So I'll have to put some foam tape, I think, on the back of the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to on the back of the book, I'm just going to kind of lightly mark with a pencil. Where the edge of the, where it's going to fit on the MDC. Okay. And then I'm going to take my foam tape. And I'm only going to come down, I think, about this far because there's that band that I have on the front of the card. And I don't know, it's got foam tape on it, so this is going to have to sit like on top of it. Just like that. Down there. Oops. Alright. Just like that. And so here, when we come back over here, we can put it down, and then it's going to sit on top of this little band right here. So that little piece right there. It's going problem solving. That's what we're doing. Alright, so this is ready to go on. Just like that. Okay, and then when we open this, we've got our book. That's actually a really cool idea, so of course it is sitting on top of the seashell. And I wonder if I should just take this off. Yep. And nope. I don't want this to come off. So hindsight's 2020. I probably should have waited to do this, but that's okay. Because I forgot I needed to make sure that I had, you know, enough area for the book. So anyway, so there's my book. Get all my trash out of here. I did have a couple of leftover pieces and then a gemstone that I didn't use, but that's okay. I didn't want this to be too bulky. So anyway, so that is my Memory Dex card. And it's going to go into a, won't be mine, but it will go into a Memory Dex box, just like that. And I kind of like how that turned out. That's really cool. I probably should have put my closure like more in the middle going this way, but again, I didn't want to cover up her face, which I kind of did anyway. So okay, so that is it for putting together this Memory Dex card. Again, super simple, really, I think, cool idea that Jen had. So anyway, I am done with that swap, done with making my box, and I love how that card turned out. So anyway, thanks for stopping by and visiting with me and hanging out and watching my videos. I so appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And then if you can hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber, that would help me out a lot. I would appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody have a blessed day. Stay warm if you're in a place where it's really, really cold like I am. And I will talk to you guys later. Also, if you hit that subscribe button and you want to be notified when I upload more videos, hit the little bell icon to the right and you'll get an email notification when I do upload a new video. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by.